I take what I do very seriously. I don't. So in the booth, I hear congratulations, Vesta. But then that was that was Phyllis Hyman's story. So it was right when she said Philadelphia. And I'm like, wait a minute. When I was doing it, then Thomasina, which is Tammy Terrell, was coming through that reading. And I said, wait a minute. Why? I will mess up. I'm not gonna lie. And I will call myself out. How you gonna tell secrets, then gonna come out and say a different name? But they do that at? She wanted to tell everything. But then she said she was Vesta. Anyway, I had to take that down because I do fact check. I do, believe it or not, I fact check after the fact. Usually I am spot on shit. Today was, I never hit a miss like that. Michael, Frank, like, what happened? Okay, you know how in the beginning they said they was pushing her to the booth and she's like, I don't know, I should do this and I should trust this or not. Because that is, so you're going to give one, you could have gave another name. But Vesta was a background singer. Phyllis, Vesta did tell her so too. Vesta, I'm going to give up on that. I'm going to give up. There's, but I do fact check afterwards, believe it or not. But I was on the money with Philly, but wrong name. That's funny. Okay, but hey, I do take my what I do seriously. So I do every time I do fact check, and I'm just coming back on. Just let you know that I took it down. I deleted the last lie. Can you grab the camera for A. Lamar? I don't understand what that means. So I don't know what that means. So we gonna revamp. I'm gonna go home. I'm about to do a third eye. Usually when I go home, I do a remote viewing meditation. I'm gonna go and do I don't understand what that means. I have a few more minutes. Because once I go upstairs, I'm totally upstairs. I don't understand what that means. Anyway, look, I'm gonna say this before I go leave. If anybody else come in this booth and say who they are and who they not are, we gonna have a problem. So you said all that, and I have to take all that down. That was a lot. Like what was said had a lot of valid things. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. So I did a club spirit, right? And I spoke about that my birthday is coming, like my reborn day is coming. And I talked about when I like on this date, I was feeling like very sick. I felt very lightheaded. I was very sick. I was very weak. And during this time, I, yeah, I was very sick. I was very weak. So I could see the ashes through my skin. So I laid down and I was quiet. I said, lay down. Um, I was laid down. Yeah, I was quiet. But I got up and I went to take a bath. In this bath, I drew like clove. I put coconut in it. I put cedar wood in it. I put Saint. What did I put it in there? Saint John. No, I put like different essence oils. I can't even tell you what happened. So I did that and I stepped in the bathtub and what happened was I like I said I prayed and I got out and then things changed from there. So I said that. So then we went to me talking about also and within the next 24 hours something big is going to happen. Then we went into who's coming to the booth, okay? So here is the kicker. So, but see, I'm honest. I'm honest. So here's the kicker. So congratulations comes up. So I'm like, that's Vesta. So Vesta's here, right? So she said, but she did name her husband. It was Larry, but I couldn't get it right. So she named her husband right, but she would name herself right. So everything that she said, even down to Lisa Fletcher, was true. She even went down to Clyde, getting all that done, saying she was an older woman, but she did not give. She said she was Vesta. That was the funny part. So I'm not gonna lie, spirits do lie. They do, but I, what I understand is maybe this person didn't trust it, and so they said they missed. That's funny though. So I do admit when I'm wrong, but it was precise information. Like I said, I even had the ex-husband's name, even where she was from. Philly. She even told her story saying that the ex-husband, you know, ex-husband did it. She did not die of suicide. So I had to go back like, because every time believe it or not, when I get off of here, I do the replay, and then I go and fact check myself. So I go behind what I said, then go fact check. So a lot of stuff that I've been saying, I fact checked. But that one was funny. That was funny. So that was not Vesta. That was Phyllis. But she was on the money with the story. But she gave me the wrong name. So I'm just going to go home. I'm going to go, when I get off from work, I'm going to do another, because like I said, I like to do a remote view or telepathy meditation. But I think today, I'm going to do a third eye. I'm going to bust this up again. Like I said, I go home and I listen to frequencies for hours. Yeah, because I don't like to be wrong, but I admit that I'm wrong, and I was wrong. So what the hell? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna scrap that one. I'm gonna go home. How you take a loss? Like, okay, I took a loss. All right, now I'm gonna go home and redo it because I don't like losses. But I told you, I'm not perfect. So, a lot of things happen in that too. Maybe that had to been revealed to certain people, So we just gonna chalk it up as that. Um, I'm gonna do, like I said, some heavy frequency, and I'm gonna be back tonight. And yeah, we'll be back tonight. So I just had, like I said, I always go and fact check things that are said, and I fact checked it. And if it's not right, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna be a person to admit the shit. So, but she was on the money. But she gave a fake ass name. Bruh, that's funny. But anyway, she gave a life story but put it under Vesta Williams. I'm too dumb. But like I said, I'll take the hit. But I'll see y'all to later on. Well, tomorrow, technically tomorrow. So we're gonna do this same channel, same time, around about 2 a.m. Central Standard Time, about 2 to 3 a.m. Always, that's when I'm gonna come and do it tomorrow. So I'll see y'all later.